Thank you for coming out this afternoon. It's a nice spring day. Friedel students, under the direction of Director Fran Salou, are going to be presenting to you today some one-act plays about where we come from, and which means some famous Jewish Nebraskans. And Fran, I'm going to let you take over.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. This afternoon, the students have worked really hard the past almost 5 days. They've done their own research on some famous Jewish Nebraskans. Of course, there are a lot of them. So each grade has got to choose one. And we have one family member of one of the famous Jewish Nebraskans that we are honoring, and then one of the famous Nebraskans himself is here. Rabbi Meyer Kripke is here, and we'll be honoring him a little later. And then Ed Zorinsky is a very famous senator from Nebraska, and his niece, Lindy Fried, is here with us today. So we want to thank her. And we have others. Thank you all for coming, family, friends, and our friends from the Blunken home. So I won't waste any time, so we'll just get started. My Friedel friends, we're going to do this in... Oh yes, please silence all cell phones or any noise-making devices. If you brought a dog or a chicken or a cat. But just silence all those things, and I'll make sure I silence my phone right here. That wouldn't be worse than the director, his phone going off in the middle of the performance. Yes, and while we're waiting, my Friedel friends, you haven't seen your fellow classmates play, so remember to be good audience members while you're waiting to go on, and your friends will do the same for you. And then we'll just start at grade level, and everybody at the end will take their bow, and then they'll go back and sit down, and in between I will act as your commentator and narrator for this whole thing. So we're going to get into our imaginary time machines and go all over the world even, in the next half hour. So kindergartners, when you're ready, come on up. Come on through. Good job. All right. Oh, friends, do me a favor. Come this way. Come this way. There we go. And stop. Now do the arm test. Test the arm to make sure you're not bumping into your neighbor like this. See? There you go. Now, put the glue on your feet. Glue is on our feet, and we're sticking to the floor. And we don't move unless Mr. Friend or one of your teachers tells you to. Okay, Snorri? Got friends out there. Okay, great. All right. Now, we're going to use our imaginations, everybody. And we're going to count to 3 in Hebrew, and we're going to be transported back to Russia in the year, let me make sure I get this right, 1893. Everybody close your eyes and turn around 3 times and count in Hebrew. And then we all say, we'll do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. I am your time travel expert for the day, and we're back here in 1893, and we're in Russia. And we're going to be visited by Rose Blunken's mother. Rose Blunken's mother, come on out here. There you are. Huh? And do you remember what you say? And I'll tell you what you say. You say, Rose, come to dinner. Can you say that in your nice one? Where's our young Rose? Come on, Linda, come on down here. And she says,
Coming, Mother.
That's right. And then we have Rose's father. Where's Rose's father? There he is. And he says, hello, Rose. And young Rose says,
Hello, Father.
Rose's father asks him, what did you do today?
What did you do today?
What does Rose say?
I played outside.
She played outside. And then Rose's mother has a brilliant idea. She says, I think it's time. You say that nice and loud?
I think it's time.
That we find you a job, Rose.
Thank you.
That we find you a job, Rose. And what does Rose's father say?
A job? She's only 6 years old.
But Rose says, I want to work in the shop. began to work in a sewing factory. Let's all sew together. And she continued to sell her furniture. And all of a sudden, she grew bigger. Do we have our adult Rose here today? Our adult Rose is... Chevy. Oh, you want to come out here? Chevy, come on. So now, the role of adult. You're not adult. Okay, we'll keep the Rose we got. Anyway, she says, "Oh dear." Rose said.
Oh dear.
And then we have an employee, and I'll be the employee. What do you say? What's the matter, Mrs. B?
What's the matter, Mrs. B?
My shop is too big.
My shop is
My shop is too small.
My shop is
I need a bigger shop.
I need a bigger
And he
shop.
says, why don't you buy a bigger store?
Why don't you buy a bigger store?
He went and the shop got bigger and bigger and bigger, and pretty soon it got so big it was the most expected furniture store in the area. And then a brilliant investor by the name of, what's your name? Everybody say it?
Warren Buffett!
This is Warren Buffett, ladies and gentlemen. And, everybody give Warren a round of applause. Warren Buffett comes over here by the microphone by me and says, nice and loud, Rose, I want to buy your shop.
I want to buy your shop.
How much do you want for it?
How much do you want?
And Rose says, $50 million.
$50 million.
And he pays her, writes the check, pays her the money, and she continues to run the store. And she lives to be, on her 90th birthday, she started a new carpet shop, and she lived to be 104 years old. And that's the story of, and everybody say 104 years old. That's good. Let's stand in our line. Everybody can, 1, 2, 3. Come on down. That was great. Give another round of applause. Now, once our kindergarten friends are coming down, our first grade friends are coming up. They're coming in their place. Our next famous Jewish Nebraskan has a great spot in all of our hearts because it's part of who these students are. And they indirectly have contact with this person every single day. And it's because of this person that they have the fine learning institution that they do. So we're going to go back and we will learn about the Friedels. And we'll go back to a time when before they were able to give up their financial resources. We'll go back to a time when they were hatching the plan to start a clothing store right here in Omaha. So are we ready, guys? All right, everybody turn around 3 times, count to 3, and he's ready. 1, 5, and you say, that's right, and we're here. And now, can I have my young Leonard and my young Phyllis down here? All right, so let's go. Let's see what they have to say. And can you get there? Here we go. Go ahead.
Leonard, I don't like the choice of clothing stores in our city. I think we should do something about it. What do you propose we do?
All right, I would like you to come over here to the microphone and say it again.
What do you propose we do, my dear?
Now, your turn.
Well, it seems there are some people who have a hard time finding clothes in their sense. Let's open a store to help them.
Let's open a store.
Splendid idea, my dear.
And so now let's go in our time machine and go forward a couple of years. Everybody ready? Done? Turn it 3. And what do you say? And now I need my store employee. So after the store was successful, come closer to the microphone, even though you have loud voices. All right, let's see what the interaction between the store employee and the guy who buys the clothes. Go.
Did you find everything you needed, sir? Oh, yes. These pants are just my size. I could never find them anywhere else. Thanks to you, I now have clothes to wear for my new job that will be starting in Kansas City next month. I'm so glad to hear that. You might be interested to know that we also have a store there. Wonderful! I will be giving you all my business from now on.
Can I have my grown-up Phyllis over here? Now, Phyllis and grown-up Leonard, they grew up into a well-respected chain, and here's what they have to say.
Phyllis,
No, nice and loud.
Phyllis, our store has grown from a little shop here in Omaha to a well-respected chain of stores across the Midwest. I am so proud of what we have done.
And then we go forward a few years later when the Friedels sold their shop and moved to Arizona, but they never forgot their commitment to a quality Jewish education right here in Omaha. So let's turn around 3 times. And we're going to the year 1995. So can I have my teacher and my students? And where's my grown-up Leonard and Phyllis? There you go. Ready, set, go.
This is a very happy day for the people of this community. Let's give a round of applause to Phyllis and Leonard Friedel.
Thank you for giving us a fun place to learn and a place that teaches us about who we are.
Toda Rabba.
Ta-da, rabba. Everybody take a bow. All right, second grade. Take yourself this way. First grade, this way, second grade. You can get yourself up here. So that was Leonard and Phyllis Friedel. Now we go to a very important man who also has a structure named after him. He was very influential in getting the first baseball stadium and the AAA baseball team here in Omaha. Johnny Rosenblatt. And yes. A lot of people, including myself, didn't know he was of the Jewish faith, but I've learned so much more about him as we were conducting the research for this story. So are we all ready, guys?
Yes.
All right, let me get to my Johnny Rosenblatt spot. Okay, here we go. Count to 3 in Hebrew. Go. So here we are in 1915. Let's see what Johnny is doing at the age of 7 at his first job. This is 1915 and he's 7 years old. Where am I? There they are. Right on the microphone.
Paper, get your morning paper. Thank you, my boy. Why not buy 2 and give 1 to your boss as a present? That's a good idea, son. You really know how to make a pitch, don't you? Yes, sir.
Now, as the years went by, Johnny became a talented baseball player and was accepted to the University of Iowa on a baseball scholarship. All right, everybody get ready for your baseball? Come on, put her in there. Put her in there. That's right. Go ahead. All right. Strike 3. You're out. Good job. But things did not go exactly as Johnny would hope.
Coach, I have to quit the team. Why, son? You're our most valuable player. Coach, you know baseball is important to me, but right now, my family has to come first. I understand. Good luck to you, Johnny.
When he left and came back to Omaha, he got a job at Robert's Dairy, and he played for the local Robert's Dairy team.
There's nothing like a cold, refreshing glass of milk after a hot day in the baseball diamond. That's right. It doesn't get any better than this. I'm glad Omaha has a new baseball stadium.
And so Johnny began to pitch the idea for a new stadium right here in Omaha.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, with this new stadium, we could attract a AAA baseball team to Omaha. I don't know.
Okay, do me a favor, say that right in the microphone.
Okay. I don't know. Seems like an awful lot of money to spend. I disagree. I think a new stadium is just what Omaha needs. Who knows? Maybe a new College World Series will be played here.
So he pushed for the completion of the stadium, and that became his primary platform to become mayor in the 1950s.
Thank you for electing me as your new mayor. I promise I can do everything to make Omaha a stronger city.
But the reporters had something to ask him.
Mr. Mayor, will you keep your promise to bring the stadium to completion? You have my word.
And so that he did. And under his they also built the interstate highway, and growth was experienced in the city at that time by 20%, which is a lot of growth. So everybody take a bow. Fantastic. Can my friends go this way? All right. Now, third and fourth grade are making their way up, and I get to make my exit because they have their own narrator. And so we are going to learn about Nebraska's first Jewish senator, Mr. Ed Zirinsky.
Did everybody make it back in the time machines? Good. Next we're going to visit is the year 1975, when a former candy impresario named Ed Zirinsky in his third year as Omaha. Everybody in the time machines? Good. Here we go. Nebraska's first Jewish senator.
Excuse me, is this the way to Senator Zinsky's office? Yes, I'm just heading that way myself. Thanks. It's just around this corner. Oh my, what happened to the door? What do you mean? There used to be a door here, but now it's just an empty frame. Maybe it's part of the budget cuts.
No, I had the door removed so that any member of the press or the public could walk in at any time. I truly want to have an open door policy.
Sadly, Ed Zirinsky died just 11 years later, shortly after singing a song at the press club show, which he charmed the audience by poking fun at his own career. His legacy continues to live on, however.
Daddy, let's go swimming.
Okay, but wait for me. Don't jump in Zirinsky Lake until I'm there with you. Daddy, what's a Zirinsky? Ed Zirinsky was a popular mayor and the first Jewish senator from Nebraska. This lake is named after him. Oh, cool.
Now let's go swimming.
Take a bow. All righty. Go ahead and come on up in 6th grade, and I'll just go the other. Yeah, just you can wait. Got a traffic jam here. But it's been a lot of fun for me. This is, I think, my 3rd year doing residencies at Friedel, and we really want to thank the Nebraska Arts Council and the the Jewish Federation Foundation for funding this. Thank you so much. I can publicly say I've been doing this professionally for about a decade, and I've done it since I was a kid, about the age of 4. And if there's any place that I want to work, and I've worked in 7 states and the District of Columbia, this is the JCC and Friedel are my favorite place to work. So if I could work for all the time, I would. Are you ready? I'll get out of the way now so we can learn about our final Jewish Nebraskan of the day.
Let's get back in our time machine and discover our final Jewish Nebraskan of the day. Ready?
The year is now 1925, and we have arrived at a bottle wholesale warehouse in Toledo, Ohio.
Father, I just completed the last order of the day.
Very good, son.
I'm finished too. Would you like me to start cleaning up the work area?
Yes, that's a good idea. Has Meyer been in today?
No, he's been in Talmud Torah every day this week.
Yes, 2 hours after school a day.
And on Sunday mornings.
Don't forget Saturday mornings.
And on Friday afternoons as well.
Really? Why is he so interested?
Who knows? One day we might have to get used to having a rabbi in the family. And he was correct. Meyer Kripke continued to study hard, getting good grades, not just in the area of Torah, but in all of his academic studies. Some of his classmates said,
Meyer, you got an A in the hardest pre-med class, and you're not going on to be in medicine?
That's right.
that class weeds out a lot of people, you know. You could really be a great doctor.
I will be an even better rabbi.
One of his philosophy professors later said, I once had a student by the name of Kripke. I tried to get him to go on in philosophy, but he wanted to be a rabbi. He was also a great sportsman, playing softball and basketball.
And now up to bat, Meyer Kripke. Come on, Kripke, hit the ball.
But the impact of Kripke's life can be best demonstrated by the many lives that he has touched. Let us travel forward in time now to a time within recent memory, in which Rabbi Kripke was recognized for his outstanding contributions. Welcome to the Conference for Inclusive Communities Humanitarian Dinner. Today we are here to honor our friend Rabbi Kripke with the Otto Swanson Spirit of Service Award. From 1946 to 1976, Rabbi Kripke was a spiritual leader at Bethel Synagogue. From 1976 to 1980, he was an adjunct professor of theology at Creighton University. Throughout his career, Rabbi Kripke has been committed to interfaith relationships and mutual respect between Jews, Christians, and people of other faiths. His commitment to this work is evident in the endowment given by Rabbi Kripke and his late wife, Dorothy, to fund the Kripke Center for the Study of Religion and Society. And so today we are awarding Rabbi Kripke with the Otto Swanson Spirit of Service Award.
I am very appreciative to the organization for this award. It has been an honor to be a part of this community for many years. Thank you.
Our time machine has one final stop to make today. The year is now 2004, and members of Bethel are gathering to celebrate the 90th birthday of one of their community's most beloved members.
Please be seated. We are here today to celebrate our wonderful friend, Rabbi Meyer Kripke. I first learned of Rabbi Kripke from a book that he co-wrote with his wife, Dorothy. For people who don't know me, my name is Rabbi Levine. I have now lived in Omaha for a year and a half and have had the privilege of getting to know Rabbi Kripke. I have also had the opportunity to learn from him.
The rabbi ended his remarks by saying,
In life, you discover that people are called by 3 names.
one is the name the person is called by his mother
What name will you acquire for yourselves? How would you like to be remembered?
Thank you again, everybody, for coming out today. And I think we all learned something about our famous friends and neighbors and our very important community. And thank you all very much for all you do to support these students and their quality education here in Omaha. Thank you so very much. And I thank also Mr. Giller and the staff of Friedel for allowing me to come. It's not easy to do work like this because it requires a change in schedule and flexibility on everybody's part. And I really appreciate it because I really like doing it. Thank you to all you students, and thanks to parents, family, and friends. Have a great evening. Thanks.